Hello everyone, my name is Xmx2048M, and in case you're wondering, I'm sorry I have a lot of tabs open. But on this video, I am going to be teaching you how to make there are actually like 4 different ways how to make your own custom items in Minecraft. I don't really have anything done right now anyway. Sorry, I don't. But anyway, let's get into the video. Cut this part out until like we get into number 1, if you're editing this. Okay, while I wait for Minecraft to boot up and it's lagging the computer a lot, I don't know. If you're wondering what that was, the command prompt and everything, I'm testing out a plugin. I'm making a plugin for Aerith, the server, and yeah, it's going weird. It's taking forever, and this is my test server here, so yeah, I'm using command prompt to open it. Okay, way number 1, using a texture pack. So while I am recording this, just so you know, this is not the best way. I coded a texture pack and I feel like I wasted all my time because I created a texture pack and apparently this does not work. This doesn't work in you can't texture armor. It's just not possible. But if you want to know, as you can see, I have these items. I am creating custom model data. This means that this creates the same item with the same properties as another item. In this case, diamond sword, using MBT or whatever. I don't really know exactly. But the way you do this is /give @p or @xp133, whoever you want to do. So in this case, @p. The item you modeled, in this case, diamond sword, custom model data, :1, 2, 3, whatever you choose. In this case, I'm just going to do 5 because, and you curly brackets, and this gives me this Wanderbender or whatever. If I can navigate to this file explorer, let's see. I have this texture pack. If I can find it, where is it? Yes, here. Erase pack. So there's a whole bunch of tutorials you can do on this, but in this case, you go to models, item, and then there's a whole bunch of code. In this case, I put diamondsword.js on. If I open this in Sublime text, an example of this would be this. So you can just copy this code if you want. Except in this case, you would just delete this and then leave this blank here. So just delete this like this, and then you can go up to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you'll have to have another folder in here, diamond sword. And then there'll be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as said it's shown in the custom model data. You could just do 1, and then here you'll just copy this code. So I tried to do this with armor. Apparently it doesn't work, and also with bows. Bows are very glitchy. I can't really have you copy this code because bows don't really work with texture packs. Using custom model data, they just do not work because you have to have bow pooling and then bow static and stuff like that. It's just really complicated. But if you do want to copy this is the code here. If you scroll down here, and then of course you have to have this here bow, and then you have to have all of these. So 1 for bow, this is gonna be shadow bow. This is the same thing, and then with pulling 1 here, but except in case you're wondering, if I go to here, diamondsword.js on. This will go here, going to this folder, and then 1, where this will call the texture, and go to it, textures, and then don't ignore entity, item, diamond sword, and then the textures here, you have to be very specific with the name. If you name this 1, the name in the texture has to be 1 here. So in this case, 1.json will call item here, because it'll go to textures item, and the diamond sword on diamond_sword here, and 1. And also the texture has to be 16 by 16, I think. I don't think it can go anymore. That's the thing with texture packs, it's very annoying. But anyway, if you do this, you can right click send to and the compressive folder. But when you do this, you'll notice that this here goes into a folder. You do not want this to be a folder. It has to be the files itself. It can't be anything like that. So if you just go to Control-A, Control-C, go into here, and then you can put it into your Minecraft directory. I'm hoping you guys know how to do this, and yeah, that's pretty much it for number 1. Also, while I'm waiting for all these programs to boot up, because I'm running a whole bunch of stuff, just so you know, I'm hoping to get these links to all of the tutorials for all the ways to add custom items in the description. And also, I didn't learn this myself, Java and stuff like that. Someone else, on YouTube. I learned this all on YouTube. Anyway, let's get to way number 2, which is probably less difficult, which is a mod, air textures. So, I'm running Forge right now. I'm not running Fabric or anything like that, but this is one of the ways you can add custom items, and it's also one of the best, I have to admit. But if you're running this for a server, that'll probably be way number 3 or 4. I'm actually going to separate 3 and 4, just so you know. So anyway, this is probably one of the best ways. I'm actually one of the programs I use to make this, and also just so you know, these textures are not by me, they're by Penguin826. I use Mcreator or Mcreator or whatever it's called to make this. But anyway, you can have custom durability, you can have custom attack dimension. All this is custom, and that's probably why I like mods so much, because they are super useful, and you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff like this. I just right clicked and I get all these effects, and if I right click, all this on Shadow Sword, all that goes away. And with this, you can also, let's just summon this zombie very quickly. Use these effectively wither. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff you can do with mods. Sadly, you can't. The only way to do this is to get this on the server is by either making a plugin, which is way number 3, and also you have to, in order to have a mod on the server, you have to have Sponge. That doesn't allow a lot of plugins, and it only runs on 1.12.2. Apparently, also Mcreator so far as of update 1.9. The latest version goes up to 1.12.2, which is very disappointing. The only way to actually create a plugin for that, or mod, sorry, is through actually coding it. And as you can see, I have just opened this. It is a huge pain and very, very complicated. But in the long run, you can actually do this for 1.14.4, which is very good, but it's just a lot of code and it's a lot of work. So like you have to have all these packages, and I'm also have to install Eclipse. And you also have to have prior knowledge of Java, which I'm sure a lot of you guys actually have. But it is just a huge pain to code all this. It takes forever, and I probably spent numerous hours on making this. But anyway, that is way number 2. Let's get into way number 3. So way number 3 is probably one of the easiest. You just search up on Google or whatever, Bing, whatever you use, custom items plugin. Now, most of these do cost money, and I don't think they're worth it. But you can get some of these plugins. There are a whole bunch of them, but most of them cost money. So sometimes you have to dig pretty deep. But in the long run, I would think that this is not the best way. But then again, if you're looking just for specific things, for like an RPG, this is good. You can also use Item Bound, which is texture pack, but you have to have Optifine installed. But yeah, you can use this like customized textures, more items, etc., etc., etc. So if you can use, but this is mostly just for a server. So if you want this for yourself, this is for a server, nothing really else. So, but see, you can get all these items, but sometimes they're not customizable. Well, but I think that one was, but like more items, that's not customizable, etc. And you know what I mean. But it is one of the cheaper or easier ways. So yeah, that's number 3. And I'm also separating 3 and 4, since even though they're very similar. So way number 4, as you might have seen, is the most complicated, I would say. Definitely the most complicated. It is a lot harder than any of the other ways. But it is a very, very cool and good way to get custom items in Minecraft. And I'm hoping this works. But if you saw before, I have been coding my own plugin. So that is way number 4. Creating your own plugin. It is a huge pain, but it is one of the best ways. In my opinion, it is. Because you can add this to your server, which is kind of what you want if you have your own server, or if you just have a test server, like, oh geez, the lag, it's lagging a lot. like this. So if you want to know how to make this on your own, it is pretty simple. You do have to download spigot.jar or bucket.jar or whatever you use. I'm pretty sure you can probably find it on the internet. See if I can get this in the description, but this is basically what it is. You have the run.batch file. This is for Windows, by the way, not for Mac or Linux or whatever you're using. You have to type this in, and you rename the text file, run.bat, and you have this executable jar file, aka Spigot. I have Spigot running. I use that for Aerith. But you have this, you just double click, and it should run, and it should open up command prompt. And so this is probably one of the most painful ways, because it is a lot of work, and it is a huge pain. It takes forever, and I use Additions API, and I have this in the plugins folder. So I have Additions API. I put the jar. So that's kind of the thing. If you guys check out the video, I hopefully put it in the description. I'm sorry if I didn't. Please spam me, and I'll try to put it in. But you have to put Additions API inside this plugin folder, and then the plugin you created. So I created my own plugin. I hope it works. I haven't tested it out. Oh my gosh, it actually worked. I'm so happy. Oh yes. Okay, that's really cool. Okay. Anyway. Oh jeez, it's really big. Anyway, but as you can see, this is like it's really cool. It has this I'm probably gonna create a custom texture. I'm hopefully gonna finish the plugin sometime. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But you can create your own lore with Additions API. Additions API is a very good but very painful way to get custom items. This is the way I used. You have to create plugins.yml, items.java, and shadowsword.java. But I'm not going to create a tutorial on this because I'm terrible at Java and I'm just learning. But it is a way you can get custom items. If you have this, you create a whole bunch of these Java files and then you export it. And again, you have to use Eclipse. You can try and use Notepad or whatever you use for coding, but it's a huge pain because you have to create all these folders and it's not as good as if you used Eclipse. So download Eclipse. And you have to also add reference libraries, including Additions API, by right-clicking and selecting build path and changing it, adding external jars. And I'm not going to do that because Eclipse is crashing. But that is the fourth way, and probably one of the best ways because you can add custom lore. You can have custom enchantments. I'm pretty sure. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. You can also create do /hello. You can add custom commands, and this is mostly just for your server. But then again, if you're gonna do it for both server and your personal gameplay, use the mod way because use Sponge to add this to your server. But that is only if you're not gonna have any plugins. Because the plugins don't really work that well in Sponge, sadly. You need specific plugins in order for it to work. Like, example, Permissions X. If you're using that, you cannot use the regular Permissions X plugin. You have to have the Permission X Sponge version. It doesn't work with anything else. But anyway, that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. My name is Xmx2048M, and goodbye.